And here we go, a new chapter, but a great chapter to begin your career, not to begin your career, but to continue your career with the LA Sparks, a world champion. Chelsea Gray, welcome back home, and good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
It's been a great off-season for you. However, there was work. You were always putting work in. Tell us what you did to prepare for this season now.
Yeah, I was overseas playing in Turkey, preparing my body, trying to get better.
Okay. And now everybody is almost here. The team's not complete. Is that correct as of this moment?
Yeah, so we're still missing a few people.
Okay, but an opening day win, the fans were just on fire with you, the banners unfurled. Your thoughts at that moment as you looked up, and there it was. That's your own piece of property, so to speak, because you earned the keepsake for that banner.
It was exciting. I mean, happiness just took over me, seeing that banner raised and revealed, and our fans being there that supported us out throughout the whole season, and all the hard work and dedication that took to get that banner.
And to continue to watch you work, Chelsea, you now have set the standard very high for yourself and the team. All eyes will be on the Sparks again as they defend the championship. But your thoughts on preparing with Coach Agler, a lot of new faces that will be incorporated into this year's team.
Yeah, I think we're starting to gel and start to get familiar with each other, and that's going to take time. It naturally does. But we're just taking it day by day, game by game, and just trying to get better each time we hit the floor.
And now the reliance on you as a main factor, a main cog in this machine that the LA Sparks have developed here, a dynasty in the making, as we were talking about last year, because it was a great season, the first third of the season undefeated, and you have to keep that string alive, and you start off the brand new season with an opening win. Talk about the preparation that camp did for you with Coach Agler.
Camp was good. I was able to get on some part of the camp because I was overseas as well. But it was good. His philosophy is always great, and try to bring the best out of people each time.
Let's talk about the new additions. You're familiar with some of the players. Tell us just basically the Odyssey Sims, Tiffany Jackson is also on the roster. How have they fortified the team now with their new approach?
I think they bring a different dimension and a different weapon than people saw last year. Odyssey able to get in the lane and being able to play the 1 and the 2. Tiffany Jackson-Jones able to be a force inside, and Raquana Williams being able to be a scorer and give defenses a hard time. I think we'll be able to see a lot of different weapons out there, and different ways of scoring, and different ways of playing defense as well.
And you'll have a chance maybe to mentor the rookie that's been drafted, and big things are being expected of her as well.
Yeah, it was a great draft pick by the Sparks, and I'm looking forward to be able to play and learn about her game a little bit more and be able to play with her.
Okay, Chelsea, just very quickly now, because this is media day, and a lot of media here is now coming out in response to your efforts and how you came back with a championship here. And it's very appropriate because Los Angeles is the hotbed of basketball. But when you're not playing, again, you have family time. You're very committed. You have off-season dedication to your community. Talk about some of those things that are not related to basketball but are very, very important to you.
Yeah, I love spending time with family. It's everything for me, and I also like giving back to the community. I do a lot of work with the homeless, and I'm going to plan some events for this summer to be able to help with that part of my life.
And, of course, the community outreach component will be including the players to go out in and about South L.A., East L.A., the Valley, wherever your fan base may be happening to actually reside.
Yes, I'm excited to be able to hit different parts of Los Angeles and affect people in different areas.
Okay, Chelsea, last question. Your thoughts and your projections, your goals and aspirations for 2017?
The goal always remains the same, to win a championship, but we're just going to – that's the telescope perspective, and we're trying to do best to build each day and get better.
And there you have Chelsea Gray giving us some time here on Media Day. We want to wish you the best of everything, and, of course, another championship.
Thank
for
you.
The Los Angeles Sparks. Thank you very much, Chelsea. We'll see you soon on the court.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to come back with more interviews here. This is East LA Sports Scene covering the LA Sparks, the new reigning champions of the WNBA. They're our very own. We'll be right back with our next player. Just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. There she is, Nneka Ogwumike, almost going without introduction because you are so popular, not only with LA, but the entire world, and your fan base continues to grow as it does for the LA Sparks. Nneka Ogwumike, welcome back home. Good to see you again. How have you been?
Very well. Thank you so much.
Good. Let's talk about the off season. That's always critical because
Yes.
you are also very active with family, with your community-based organizations, and giving back at home. Talk about, and also your sister. Okay, we
Yes.
always never forget her as we
Yes.
go back to seeing you back at Stanford
Yes.
today. But just to capsulize that question, in the off time, what did Miss Ogwumike do with herself?
I was playing overseas in Russia.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did that go for you?
Very well. We had a great season this year. We won a EuroLeague championship, so that was really fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And for a lot of our fan bases, similar to what the NBA does with the Euro basketball, correct?
Yes.
And this keeps the women in our league, WNBA, always active in the off season. But then when that comes to an end, or even before you go there, is that where your downtime comes, where you can relax and refresh and recharge?
Yes. It's usually for at most 2 weeks in between each season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that time, give us a little snapshot of being with family and your sister, possibly.
Yeah. Well, for a week, I'm kind of packing up here in Russia, in LA, getting ready for Russia, and then when I get home, it's not ever long enough for my mom. I'm usually there for about 6 days or less. Yeah,
Okay.
before I have to go to overseas. Yeah,
And have time for sis, a little bit of special time with her.
a little, a little.
And of course, now your community outreach engagements. Talk about how the community, I believe in Texas, correct?
Yes.
Where home is, and your mom and dad always are there waiting for you to come back through the house and be with them. But when you give to the community, tell us what you might be doing.
I mean, I try my best to go and speak to the youth, usually at my alma mater, and I just, it's more of a kind of a mentorship. Anytime players reach out to me, I try my best to email them back and give them my advice on what they want to do to accomplish their dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, quickly moving forward to the present, here we are, a new season, defending, reigning WNBA champions. Your thought on last season? It's been a good time to think about how you performed, how you did last year, but with all the accolades and now the Sparks at the top of their game. A new season. Coach Agler has been preparing you with some practices and camp. Talk about your excitement and your anticipation for this season.
Oh, huge. We ended the season with a bang last year, and we want to just build on that. And I think that it's important for everyone to understand that we're very proud of ourselves for what we accomplished last year, but this year's a new year. And so I think it's vital for us to maintain that focus, and that's the focus we're going to come into the season with.
And it's a new chapter, some new additions. Talk about how they have reinforced the Sparks.
Yeah, Odyssey and Raquana and our rookies and Tiffany Jackson, I think that they're going to definitely complement our team very well. And they've bought in. So, the hardest part is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the season is just underway. Let's go back last Saturday afternoon and the unfurling of the banner.
Yes.
All eyes on the banner and all eyes on the Sparks. Talk about your emotional feeling at the time.
It was huge, a very special moment to see the banner drop and to know that you were part of that one banner, and then also a part of the two above it and the legacy. It's a very, very special moment.
And quickly now, Nneka, Candace Parker and Gentile Lavender are not yet on the team or with the team, correct?
No, not yet.
Okay, and they're forthcoming.
Yes.
Okay, and the season. Take a look at the season down the road. Your thoughts on the scheduling for the season?
I mean, the only thing I know is that we play Washington on Friday. That's the only thing I know.
Game to game, and of
Yes.
course, with your accolades and being at the top of your game, we want to wish you the best and for 2017 and a repeat, number 2
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
LA Sparks, the reigning WNBA champs.
I
That'll do it for
appreciate
our moment here in time with Nneka Ogwumike, League MVP, and just outstanding contribution to our community, to our city, and to the LA Sparks. Thank you, Nneka.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're going to continue on with a few more interviews here. The LA Sparks Media Day right here, coming to you from the LA Athletic Club. It's a great venue to be in. It's, the players are coming in. They're taking their shots here in front of the big white screen, and we're going to be right back. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, speaking with Maimuna Diarra and Abrahim Njai as a translator, we welcome with bonjour Los Angeles to Maimuna. How are you? ¿Cómo estás?
Je vais bien.
I'm fine.
Okay. What a great addition to the team.
C'est une très bonne addition pour l'équipe, un supplément pour l'équipe.
And her thoughts on being here.
mu ne nga wax yow sa xalaat ne que yow tey jii da nga nekk lan la yokk ci équipe bi.
sama xalaat
wax rek ni nga kontaanee.
c'est une opportunité pour moi.
It's a big time opportunity for me.
Comme on choisi dans l'équipe, je suis très contente.
To be part of the team, and I'm very happy for that.
And now to be so far away from home in Senegal, her transition to now playing here in the United States of America.
Et comment ça se passe ta transition d'être aux États-Unis, et toi qui es si loin du Sénégal, de ta maison?
C'est un peu difficile, mais je m'adapte.
It's a little bit difficult, but I'm adapting.
Okay. So. And when you're speaking with the coach Agler, his plan for you on the team.
What do you say?
When she's in camp and training, where Coach Agler has a plan for her.
mu ne ndax coach bi actuellement nii soo di entraîner est-ce que moom am na plan pour yow noonu la bëgg pour yow.
Je ne sais pas encore, mais je me donne à fond à l'entraînement.
Really, we haven't talked about that yet, but I'm doing my best at the training.
Okay. Now, playing on a world champion team, your thoughts about that?
mu ne est-ce que tey yaa ngi xalaat ne yow tey yaa ngi jouer ak équipe bi nga xam ne moom mooy meilleure équipe ci monde bi.
Bien sûr, et je suis très enthousiaste à cause de cela.
Yes, of course, and for that I'm very enthusiastic to be part of the team.
Okay, and we also heard her playing in the national team of Senegal because it's a very, very upcoming African country in FIBA that plays World Cup. Will she be able to transition and go back after the season as well?
mu ne actuellement nii comme am na ndax fii ba am na ay joueurs africains yu bëri yi nga xam ne noo ngi ñëw fii di jouer léegi est-ce que yow tey jii boo jouer ba fii est-ce que di nga mën a dellu ba pare def transition bu baax pour Sénégal.
Bien sûr, bien sûr. Si je non déjà.
wax li nga bëgg wax même bu nekkee wolof mën naa ko tardé.
gëm naa ni su ma kiiyee dinaa def lu baax incha allah.
I believe that if the transition will be good, and the transition will be very good if I go back to Senegal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And very, very quickly, because we want to know the stories of the players. When she was younger, was there another sport, maybe like soccer or tennis or some other sport in Senegal she liked, but she grew, and then the basketball coaches found her?
Also comme yow sa vraie histoire tamit quoi mooy tey jii yow kañ nga commencé basket ndax bi nga nekkee xale doon nga def beneen sport ba nga xanaa nga màgg njool gars yi doog la ràññee si basket bi quoi.
mën naa ko wax si wolof.
waaw soo ko wax mën naa ko tontu yeah.
Basket laa mos a def bi ma nekkee xale.
I've always played basketball.
Vers 14 ou 15 ans.
When I was 14-15 years old.
And when she had a growth spurt, was the coaches then very happy to have her in the program?
Est-ce que tamit bi nga gënee màgg ndax coach yu bëri dañ la bëggoon am si seen équipe.
waa coach yi bëri bëggoon nañ ma am si seen équipe.
Yeah, of course there were many coaches they did want to have me in their team, yeah.
Last question, now that she's in Los Angeles, some of the places she might visit, maybe Disneyland, go to Hollywood, movies, some of the things she does when she's not playing.
mu ne actuellement ne yaa ngi Los Angeles est-ce que am na yeneen yi nga xam ne bu nekkee géo di nga ko bëgg a dem defi mooy dem cinéma wala visite Los Angeles biir xam nga wala Disneyland xam nga.
su ma amee temps bi kay bëgg naa visiter dëkk bi.
Okay. If when I'll be off the basketball and have time, I'll probably go and visit the city. Yeah.
Okay. And last question: a favorite actor or a favorite recording artist?
mu ne actuellement nii yam kan mooy sa favorite acteur wala par exemple waykat.
ñoom seen dëkk.
Waaw.
amul.
I really don't have a favorite one. Yeah.
Okay. But singing, does she like music? To prepare.
Yeah. Do you like music? Ndax bëgg nga music?
Bëgg naa musique kay.
Yes, of course. I listen to music. I like music. Yes.
Okay, music from Senegal and of course here in the United States.
Music ndax musique bi nga bëgg mooy bi Sénégal wala musique États-Unis tamit.
musique Sénégal laa gën a bëgg.
I like music, but I prefer like Senegalese music. So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ibu, and to Mariano Maimona Diarra. Okay, for taking the time here. Very, very interesting new addition. We want to say a very powerful because look at the size, 6'6" for this young player here. She's going to be expected to do many, many things to help the Sparks retain and repeat for the WNBA championship. So for this moment here, we're finishing up this interview and we're going to come back with more players in just a moment. This is the LA Sparks Media Day and East LA Sports Scene. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Merci. And here we go, Media Day, and we're speaking now with some of the new faces and new players that are going to bolster the LA Sparks bid to retain and repeat the WNBA championship. And we welcome Odyssey Sims to our microphones here on East LA Sports Scene. Odyssey, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien también, gracias. And vámonos, here we go. This is going to be just a snapshot interview with you because we heard you here speaking very well of your transition to Los Angeles, the home of champions, as you know.
Of course.
And you're going to continue on in your career. You've played collegiately at Baylor, one of the very, very most popular programs that's upcoming in the country in NCAA basketball. But let's go back earlier, Odyssey. Where did the passion come to play hoops, to play basketball?
Well, I have two older brothers. I am the youngest.
Okay.
So they had a lot to do with it. One is we're a year apart. Then my oldest brother, we're 9 years apart.
Okay.
So when he was in high school, I was always at the gym. I was a little girl. I was just bouncing the ball. And, I mean, it was like love at first sight. I picked it up, and I haven't put it down since. And as I gotten older and actually said this is what I want to do, I really want to play basketball, I really just stuck to it and really committed to it.
And you're a product and an origin from the city of?
Irving, Texas.
Okay.
Was little Dallas is about 20 minutes or so from there.
And therefore, the Baylor Bears very, very happy to have had you play there.
Sick 'em.
Okay, Odyssey. Now let's transition forward. Now you've been in the WNBA now with 4 years now, and your thoughts on now being a member of the LA Sparks, knowing you're going to play with the league MVP, Nneka Ogwumike, Candace Parker, the series MVP, on and on.
Right.
So numerous to name so many, but you know you're coming into a strong nucleus. Your thoughts on what Coach Agler is going to ask you to do and step up to the plate?
Well, really, I mean, I'm just surrounded by great players. Like, everyone on my team is a great player. And to be on a team that has a team full of great players, it makes it that much easier.
Okay.
And, you know, my job, I am the point guard, but I would say my job is really just to get the ball where Coach tells me. If Coach tells me to score, I can score. If he wants me to be aggressive, I'm aggressive. His biggest thing that he tells me all the time is when I come off ball screens, get in the paint.
Yes.
I get yelled at for not getting in the paint when I come off ball screens.
Boy.
So he wants me to really be aggressive. He says 70% of the time when the ball gets inside in the lane, we score.
Okay.
And he's proven that, shown it on film every time. And not just to say I score, but I either get a shot, I either get a dump down pass to Nneka, I get an outside shot on the backside. So my role is really just being able to just really gel with the ones that are not here, along with the ones who are here, and just really just be a great defensive player.
Okay.
That's really what I want to do. I mean, offense will come.
Yes.
That's natural. But to be able to play both ends of the floor is something that you don't see most players doing. And that's what I really want to bring out this season.
And that's where your fundamentals and your training and your brothers help you to understand that you're going to go to the gym. But you know what? You're not even going to shoot a ball today. Odyssey, you're just going to work on footwork, defense, guard me one-on-one. And I'm sure that brought the best out of you of knowing how to stop players on defense. And when you mentioned both, that's very, very exciting and good to hear because, as you mentioned, a lot of players don't have both skills.
Correct. I mean, like I said, my biggest focus, like every day when I go into practice, I'm really focused on defense. Good. And I think sometimes with Coach, I've had coaches who've told me, you come off the screen, you should be in there. But every time I touch the ball, he tells me you should be in the paint. Okay. So that's different for me, and I mean, I applaud him. He wants me to be aggressive. Okay. A coach that's not going to let up. He's not told me not to shoot the ball. He hasn't told me you have to get the ball to this person, that person. I mean, we do good with ball reversal. We do good with everyone touching the ball. Like, I mean, I feel like when the other three get here, it's really going to be, this is going to be even more exciting to watch.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I mean, defending champions, and then, well, I mean, we already won one game. Who knows what we can do this season? So I'm just really excited that it's going to be so fun.
Good. And it's fun for the fan base as well, as we talked about it when you made your statement. But let's talk about Odyssey Sims when you're not in uniform, when you're not getting up and going to work and practicing and getting ready for the day. Some things that relax you, that you enjoy doing here now being in Los Angeles.
Well, really, I haven't experienced any, I'm not out like that all the time, so I haven't really had any chance to really be a tourist, I guess you could say.
Sure.
I really do enjoy the scenery. The scenery is awesome being here. Like, I literally find myself driving really slow on the highway, watching the scenery. But I mean, I just really like to get my rest.
Okay. We kind of flip some of the questions because everyone's fans see you as a player, but sometimes they don't get a chance to listen or hear what you do in your off time. So is there reading? Is there movies, music appreciation, concerts, and things like that?
Music, along with sleep. I watch movies along with sleep.
Okay.
I may go get something to eat along with sleep. Everything involves sleep on my off time, for sure. I like to stay in the bed.
Okay. Well, we're going to let you go now because there's so many things going on here on Media Day, but we certainly want to have an open door, Mi Casa es Su Casa, in East Los Angeles. We want you to come into our community. It's very rich with culture, as you know, very rich with so many programs and so many Sparks fans that come out of East LA to support you. So hopefully in the future when you do community outreach with the team, if there's a community that they may ask you to come out and talk to, we certainly would like to have you come and speak to our youngsters in East LA, because ball is ball, basketball is basketball, and it's a very, very positive sports experience for life.
Correct. It's always fun to give back to the community. Anytime we can do anything as WNBA players can come back, even if it's just as much as reading a book. It doesn't matter the age group, or I come in and I could just say, hey, y'all are my motivation to keep doing what I'm doing. It could be the most simple things, but giving back is definitely something that I look forward to doing. So
we will follow up with you and take you on your word for it. Odyssey Sims, our pleasure with our first interview with you.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to come back with more on Sparks Media Day. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, speaking here with Sydney Weiss, and it is LA Sparks Media Day, and for Sydney, it's her very first one here as a professional, coming out of Oregon State University as a Beaver. Now she's going to be in LA Sparks. Welcome to LA, Sydney, and how are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing well. I've been having a blast. It's crazy how fast time flies. I feel like I just got in LA, but it's already been a month. Training camp was a blast. A lot of learning, a lot of new challenges and obstacles, but I'm surrounded by people who have been helping ease that transition, and so fortunate to be in LA and to be a part of this organization.
And one of the things I like to do in first encounters with players is go back into the Wayback Machine and ask you, where did the passion burn you so much that you felt basketball would be one of my passions? How did it start?
My dad is a coach. He coached high school when I was growing up, and so my brother played. I have an older brother. He played a little bit. My cousin played too. So our basketball was our family was surrounded by basketball. We were always in the gym, and so growing up, I would go to my dad's high school practices, and then I started to get more interested in going to college camps and like at ASU, and then I would watch the Mercury games growing up in Phoenix, and so just started to love it and started to see how exciting it was, and to watch the WNBA games as a kid. It started to burn that fire of I want to do that too one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned in the one-on-one for the press conference portion, ever since you were a child, the WNBA has been here.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know a lifetime without the WNBA, and so to finally be a part of it, it's a dream come true. In all honesty, and so.
And let's take our viewers and myself as well so we can learn more about you. Some of the accolades that you earned and merited as a career-building player from, say, high school up to college, of course, at Oregon State.
Yeah, well, in Arizona, my senior year, actually, we went to the state championship 3 out of my 4 years. Didn't win any of them. We were the runner-up all 3 years.
And that school was?
Pinnacle High School. And but it was a blessing in disguise. It kept that fire alive. It pushed me to get better, to do what I could, to contribute to any team that I could. And then getting to Oregon State, won 3 Pac-12 championships there. We went to the Final Four my junior year. Ended up losing to UConn, which means UConn, but we got there, which was a great experience. And then just had a fun time there, learned a lot there, and we won a couple of championships, which was always the goal.
And the individual accolades, I wanted to ask you about those. All-State and, of course, Arizona. Some of those markers that were important for you.
I got Player of the Year my senior year for Arizona, and then was on the All Pac-12 team all 4 years. A couple All-American things this year, I think, and then the senior class award, I won that this year too, which is more, it's on and off the court, total individual, and so I was able to win that. So. And
I do recall watching the Pac-12 tournaments through the years. Your name has surfaced, of course, and I think was it for the most points, career points?
Oh, three-pointers.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. So shooter. I also I've made the most 3-pointers in Pac-12 history.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, now packaging that into the recruitment and the drafting process, Coach Agler certainly looking for a specialist in 3-point land, and here you are, and you're available on the draft day. Talk about the negotiation for that. I know you can't say too much, but just in general, how it went for you?
Yeah, well, the draft experience was a blessing. And, it's a dream growing up to get drafted, but to be invited to the actual draft, amazing. And so a lot of nerves, a lot of excitement, a lot of adrenaline, and then once you hear your name called, it's amazing. I actually hadn't talked to anyone from the Sparks leading up to the draft, and so it took me by surprise that they even knew who I was. And so, but then once I got to talk to Coach Agler and Penny, and to know that they chose me, and there's a reason why they did. I felt very fortunate to be going to an organization that needed 3-point shooting, that needed whatever they need from me, and I hope to provide that going into this year.
And just to roll back there to the draft day and all the excitement, your family now is able to really participate as you're now an adult, and your career is going to be as a professional basketball player. Talk about the pride and sense of family tightness and closeness and bonding.
I wouldn't be here without them. My parents have done everything that they could for my brother and myself growing up to provide financially, emotional support, whatever it is. They have done everything for us, and so they helped take me to basketball practices, feed me, give me clothes, give me a place to live, all this stuff. And so not only them, but my family, my grandparents, people in Minnesota that is I have family everywhere, and so I'm very fortunate to have such a tight, close, strong support system. And I know that after the first game on Saturday, I had a lot of text messages with pride because they've been a part of my journey. So it has not been a solo journey, and it won't be here on out. I mean, like I said, God has blessed me with some pretty incredible people, so I'm happy to share it with them.
Very well said. And Sydney, just quickly now, because this is a revolving door situation today. There's going to be a few more players coming in, and you have to get back onto your tasks for the day. But to close out the interview, talk about now the plan and your vision, your objectives for the 2017 season as a member of the defending and reigning WNBA champions, LA Sparks.
Yeah. Personally, I just want to do whatever I can to contribute on and off the court, whether that's, making a three, doing the extra hustle plays, being in the right spot defensively, or being the best cheerleader I can on the bench. I will do whatever is necessary for our team to be successful. And then as a group, I think just reaching our potential, whatever that might be. If that's winning another championship, that's always the ultimate goal as a team. And I know that is our goal this year. But I think if we put in the work and stay true to our foundation and what we're going after, then hopefully we'll be in a position to get that at the end of the year.
Well said. Thank you for the interview, Sydney
Thank
Weiss,
you.
and we're going to look forward to following your career here as an LA Sparks.
Thank you
Good
so
luck
much.
in the season, and we'll be coming in out of your locker room and, of course, to watch you participate here for the 2017 season. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Go Sparks.
All right. Okay. There's our interview with Sydney Weiss, and we're going to come back now and finish up. We're looking to get Coach Aguilar in to speak with us here at LA Sparks Media Day. We'll be right back. This is East LA Sports Scene. Now, speaking on Media Day, it's very appropriate and most importantly to speak to Coach Brian Aguilar, head coach here for the LA Sparks. Coach, congratulations on a season that is one of the most memorable that we've ever seen here for any LA team. Lakers, Clippers, or Sparks, you did something last year that was so magical and mystical and just positive for the community, for the city of Los Angeles. First of all, your thoughts on today's Media Day and also preparations for the season.
Well, I think it was a good day. Had a lot of media out. Thank you very much for coming out. Appreciate it. Thank you for following us, too. Just looking forward to this season. You know, we've got one game under our belt. We hung the banner. Friday's game number 2, and we get our rings. But those things are in the past. So now it's time to focus on the now. And that's what we try to do. We just try to go day by day and practice by practice, game by game, and try to do our best, try to keep improving.
Yes. And it's a new chapter. As I say, a new day has risen, and 2017 is going to be another season where the Sparks will be the marked team, so to speak. However, you've had some personnel changes, and let's talk about those because it seems that they have appearing to be very, very strong and very fortifying to the team.
Yeah, I mean, this season's going to be different. You know, our roster's different, our opponents are different, our schedule's different, our training camp's been different. We know we can't do all the same things we did a year ago and have high success. So we did make some changes. Some were forced on us. Christy, you know, left to go to Washington. Very good player. Probably had her best season last year for us. But, you know, with drafting Sydney Weiss and Raquana Williams being healthy now and obtaining Odyssey Sims and Tiffany Jackson, you know, we feel like that now, you know, we can be strong again. How strong, it'll yet to be seen. We'll just keep working at it. And
that chemistry will happen. We understand, though, that three players, Candace Parker, Gentile, Lavender, and
Essence.
Essence, yes, not present, but when will they, their due date to come back?
They will arrive this week. I don't know if they'll quite be ready to play Friday, obviously. They're playing tomorrow, their last game in Istanbul against each other. Gentile and Candace plays Essence's team. So that's sort of exciting, but they're hurrying back. I know they want to get their rings.
Yes.
I don't think they want to miss that. Whether they play, that's yet to be determined. It'll be doubtful to me because of all the travel, but looking forward to getting them back.
Okay. And let's go to the league MVP, of course, with Nneka Ogwumike, just again continuing to pick up where she left off, not so much in the double-double aspect, but as you mentioned, the leadership qualities are rising as appropriately they should the more she continues to play in WNBA.
Yeah, Nneka and I have to throw Elena in there too. They both have done just a tremendous job of leading our team, and they were big part of our leadership group last year. Nneka, you know, with the way she communicates, how hard she plays and competes, she sort of leads both by what she says and what she does. And Elena's the same way. I mean, if anybody watched Elena play on Saturday, it's just amazing how hard she competes. And I keep telling our younger players that, you know, you need to pay attention to those two people. You can learn a lot by just watching them and listening to what they have to say.
Yes. And Coach, just kind of go back just very briefly to last Saturday for the banner unfolding. Your thoughts emotionally. How did you feel? How you knew the team? You all were on a Cloud 9 concept of thought, so to speak. But personally, your thoughts on seeing that unfold in Staples Center?
Well, I mean, as long as Staples Center is going to be standing, that banner is going to be hanging. So that's going to be a special thing. And it's just sort of recognition on what we did a year ago. So, you know, every team that goes through an experience like we did and won a championship, those positive things happen for you. And so with that, the banner being hung, and Friday with us getting our rings, that's just sort of part of the ceremony. But, you know, we still have to stay focused on the fact that now it's 2017.
Yes.
and we've got a lot of games and a lot of competition waiting for us, and we have to get ourselves together and really regroup and know that things aren't going to be the same, and we have to figure out a way to achieve at a high level with this group.
And lastly, Coach, the sixth man or sixth woman on the team, the growing fan base, your thoughts on how they come out and support every game that the Sparks play here at home, and even sometimes on the road, or even by supporting when they watch and follow on TV.
Yeah, I mean, our fans are incredible, enthusiastic, and, we want to try to develop this strong home court advantage, and we're pretty good at home. I think we can be better. You want to try to win every home game if you can. And a lot of times, I can remember in Game 3 last year when we played at USC how amazing and vocal and enthusiastic our fans were, and we just got off to a tremendous start.
Absolutely. And last question, Coach, looking at your colleagues around the league, your fellow coaches, and the strength of the league with the draft and the current players, and sometimes even the recruiting of international players, as we've seen for May Diarra for the Sparks. Your thoughts on the growing movement in the WNBA, and is there more parity coming, do you think, or how do you foresee 2017?
Well, I think many teams in this league got better. We had several with coaching changes. We had multiple free agents signed. A lot of teams had very good drafts. So I think that there's no question parity is going to be setting in even more so than it has been. And I've always thought it was very balanced. There's not a whole lot of difference between our teams that play. Now, some teams have a little bit more experience, and that sometimes becomes the determining factor. So we just got to stay focused on ourselves and just try to keep improving day by day.
Okay. Well said, Coach Brian Agler. Congratulations
so
again.
We'll see you Friday night.
Absolutely. We'll see you at Staples Center for the ring ceremony.
Okay.
And that'll do it for this edition of East LA Sports Scene. Well, we still may have a few more players. We're going to check on our clock on the wall, but we'll be back in just a moment with our wrap-up here on the LA Sparks Media Day coming to you at the LA Athletic Club. So, on behalf of Coach Brian Agler and for Eric Sarney, yours truly, Rico Cabrera, thanks for watching, and keep watching us on EastLASportsScene.com.